Hey Divines! Today we are doing a natural cut crease. So come on in. I wanted to jump in just a couple minutes early, and that is because I wanted to, of course, introduce myself as always. So I am Devin Churchill. I am the owner of Divine Glamour LLC, and I am a natural hair, makeup, and nail stylist and a virtual tutor. So that is the reason why we are here today, because every Tuesday, I call it Tutorial Tuesday, and I show you all something, whether it's, even if we're just chatting or if I'm teaching you something, whatever. You guys are able to send me DMs and let me know what it is that you want to know or that you want to learn. And that is what we do during this hour. So first, let's start off. I hope you voted already. You voted, right? Drop a green check mark in the chat if you voted today. I voted, check. I actually did early voting, and I did it not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before that. So also I have two teenage sisters who it was their first time doing a presidential election. So we all went together, and I was, of course, being corny, and we actually marched to the courthouse to do it. And so that was very sentimental for me, so I really enjoyed that. But yes, so come on in, come on in. We are about to get started. Like I said, we are doing a natural cut crease today. With that being said, with it being a natural cut crease, that means we're doing natural tones. So browns, creams. I posted a snippet of what it's going to look like. I did it on another Divine, and I also posted it today I posted it yesterday for Primping and Praying Makeup Monday, and then I reposted it on the story so you all can kind of get an idea of what we're going for today. So I have already prepped my face. I wonder if you all caught that on my story too. I used Mael's charcoal mask. As you can see, I'm getting maskne. That's the new word I've been hearing. But yeah, it's getting really bad. I'm getting a really bad flare up. So through here, and it's been a mixture of my hair, but also me always touching my mask and trying to fix it. I feel like it's causing let me explain this as much as I can. Okay. You know when you're breathing in your mask all day and you get like the steamy under your eyes? Okay, I feel like that also affects my forehead because it's just going straight up. So whatever is here that's breaking me out is also here. Is that just me? But yeah, that's what's happening. Hey. So you got cut crease today, Divine, okay? I definitely reached out to a group chat of mine, and I asked, what should I do today? Because I know what I've done, but what do people really want to know? And cut crease was one of them. So we're here. Let me show you a couple things that I did already. So I did prep my brows, and I did it with the MAC tinted. Let me tell you exactly what it's called, because I call it the tint pen, but it's the Shape and Shade Brow Tint. And then with my Revlon Color Stay pencil. And I use the spoolie that's on here. So Divine, struggling with the cut creases? Let's do it today. Because guess what? Low-key, I struggle with it too. So we're going to do it together. And I'm going to give you tips that I've learned that make it easier. Now, also while I'm here, you can find these at Ulta, or you can find them on Amazon, really anywhere. It's a cut crease stamp. So there's one side that's more shallow, and then one that's more deep and curved. So you can use these as well, but I'm going to show you how to do it with the brush. And who knows, maybe we could do both, like stamp on one side and freehand on the other. You all let me know. And then I prepped my lips a little bit with Chestnut Lip Pencil. It gives me this nice shadow on my lip. I'm going to add a little more because why not? Now, I know this is a beauty supply, like gem right here, but I don't know if you all have it at yours because I know there's Divines that are in other states. However, MAC's lip gloss, I call it glass because I mean it's literally what it is. But the flavor is, or the scent is honey, and so you all know how I am about honey. So I'll show you what it looks like. It literally looks like glass. So I put just enough, and I put less on the top. I just rub the rest in. And then one roll, and it brings it all together. And then I just leave it. And when I leave it, it just like seals together, and then it just looks like glass. So make it smooth. I have a little more on this side than this side. Okay, that's better. So that's our gloss for today. Now let's start with the primer. You can use the eyeshadow primer if you would like. However, I like using concealer. And I like using concealer because I always bring this up with Divines that are melanated, have high pigmentation in their skin. Our canvas, I'm artistic, I use paint, but our canvas is naturally brown or tinted. When you're trying to put colors and other shadows on your lid, you need to have a white base. So something that is closest to white as possible so that true color can show. Now, here's the other thing. I use the analogy of sand and concrete. So if you have the sidewalk and you take sand and you throw it on the sidewalk and then blow, the sand is going to move. So that is what eyeshadow does with nothing to stick to. But if you wet the sidewalk with water and then throw sand on it, it's going to stick. And so it's not going to move. So it's the same thing you got to think of with concealer and eyeshadow. Your concealer is not only putting a base there, like your primer. It's not only priming the foundation, but it's giving it some substance and something to stick to. Okay? So I think it's a little hard because I have a slightly hooded eye. Okay, so if the cut crease is difficult to you because of your hooded eye, I'll explain to you how we're gonna do this. And the stamp may not be your best friend, so I think that that's even more reason why we need to do freehand today. But the tip, you will find out soon. So stay tuned so you can find out exactly what that gem is to perfecting your lid. So let's start off with painting the entire lid. So I use the applicator to spread my product, and then I go back and get my brush and even it out. So you see this base is very bright. So I use that one side. Hey! Okay, y'all, Affirmed Armor just dropped in. Okay? Y'all need to check out her website. You all know I'll be rocking her apparel, okay? One of her sayings is, I am enough. And we are enough. So please go support. Let me grab the brush. So now you want, hey Divines, come on in, keep coming. We just got started. We're applying the product now. So you need a round brush, okay, and as flat as it can be. So see how it's flat? I've smoothed the bristles out. Then you want to, so you see my arm? I'm doing like this, okay? If you wanted to know, the concealer is by MAC, Studio Fix, 24 Hour. And the color is NC10. It is the first shade. So it is the brightest that they have. So we're gonna pull up from the lid. And like I said, this is our primer, this is our base. So we can get that color started. Now, yes, we're doing natural tones, so you don't have to use a bright base if you don't want to. But I still have realized that my browns even look better and more vibrant when I do my primer with the white concealer. Another nice white concealer is by P. Louise Academy. And that is literally white. This is more like a bright white cream, but theirs is literally the color white. So if you want that, you can do that too for more of your like legit bright colors. But this is very close. So as you can see, I'm using my brush to spread the product, and I'm going all the way up to the bottom of my brow. And then I'm gonna go over it and tap. And I'm tapping because I need the product to dry and also stay in place. Okay, let's do the other eye. Also, when you do your primer, try not to look up and crease your lid. Try to keep your eye down. So if you see I'm tilting my head back and looking in the camera like that, that's so that I don't crease my lid. I also have oily skin, and this helps with that process too. So if you have oily skin as well and you get that greasy line in your eyelid with your eyeshadow, you definitely need to be doing this step. 100%. Okay, so I'm going in and patting it now. Did you wet the brush? I missed that part. No, I did not. This brush is dry, but I did use a makeup wipe to smooth the bristles out and make sure it was flat. But you do not want it to be wet, like soaking wet with water, no. Okay, so now our primer is set. Yes, I look like a clown, and you will too, but when that color is on there, it's gonna make a lot of sense. I've seen people bring the concealer they use when they do their brows. Is that enough? Or always add more? Oh, okay. So if I did my brows with concealer and like cleaned them up and finished them off, it depends on how much you're using, but I would still say no, you still need to go and add a white base, because the concealer that you use for your brows should be close to your skin tone, not a white concealer. Some people will tell you that it needs to be a shade brighter than you. You have to be careful with that. I think it's best to use a concealer that is your skin tone to shape your brows, to give you a natural look. Otherwise, your brows are going to give you this this backflash when you take your pictures, and they're going to look ghostly. It's not cute. It's not cute. So if you are going to conceal your brows, conceal it with a natural color that matches your skin tone. And then this gap here right at the top is going to be blended. You're going to have like a darker brown or whatever your skin tone is, and then it's going to blend into the white. So you would just have your brows done and then take this concealer and go over that. But you don't have to take this concealer all the way up to the top. You can keep a little bit of a space buffer in between your brow and your lid. So let me know if that makes sense. Right, bring the concealer down that you use. I get you. You can bring it down, but you want to keep as much of the bright white primer there as much as you can so that your eyeshadow will still pop. But yes, you can blend the two. And if you don't want to do that, you can just conceal the top and then prime under. You can do that. But I sometimes like a soft transition. It depends. And at the end of this, I'm still going to go back and go over my brows again. So let me know if that makes sense. All right. Today we are using the Morphe palette. And we are using the 35V Stunning Vibes palette. Okay, let me show you all the colors. I love this palette because it has a little bit of everything. Right? Everything. Down to mattes, to shimmers. It clusters the colors together, so you can go all the way from the bright white shimmer all the way to blackout. So we're going to be going in this area with our natural brown tones. That's where we're going to be headed. Okay? So when we do this, we're also going to start dark and transition to light, because you want to, with eyeshadow, you go dark to light. With foundation, you go light to dark. Okay? So I'm going to take a little bit of this darker brown, and I'm doing circle motions because I'm going to be doing the transition from right to left where it's horizontal. I'm not doing vertical. Wait, I'm doing vertical. I'm not doing horizontal. Okay, so I'm doing dark, and it's going to transition to light all the way to the inside. Okay, so I'm blending that brown here on the end. Now I'm going to go back and do the same thing on this side. That is the key to your eyeshadow, is doing step by step. Actually, I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you guys. You do step by step, side, one side, and go back to the other side. Let me see if I can zoom in for you guys too. There we go. So I'm doing circle motions because I want that to soften this white edge on the end. You see that? We're softening that edge so it goes away. And we want them to be pretty even. So this one can come in a little further. Oh, I know makeup looks crazy during the process, but at the end it comes together in the end. Yes, yes it does. Today I used my concealer in my shade for my brows, but a lighter one for my eyeshadow. Right, yep, exactly. Now that's what I was gonna say. If you're using browns, you can use a lighter concealer. I have that too, that's a shade lighter than me. But know that your eyeshadow is not gonna pop as much as it would if you had that white canvas behind it. Okay? And you will notice a big difference, even with your browns. Alright, so now I'm gonna go with a color that's a little bit darker than this, but I'm dipping in both of them. So I'm getting 2 shades of browns, and I'm gonna go over the part that I stopped at. So you overlap the colors before you go into the next color. That gloss is popping. Thank you. Let me show you again. So it is a beauty supply gem. Okay, so it may be in your beauty supply, it may not, but it may be on Amazon. But it's called Max. Max lip gloss. Oh, let me change. There we go. Max lip gloss. And the scent is honey. I love it. I call it glass because it literally comes together and it's like glass. All right, I'm dipping the 2 browns together and I'm overlapping the other color. And I'm going into my brow. I'm not going heavy in my brow, but I'm like lifting up right at the end. To make it soft. See how that white is in the background? It's very soft to transition from my brow to my shadow. So now instead of dipping in both of the browns, I'm only going to dip in that one brown that was lighter than that one. And that one's going to overlap with the 2 browns and go right next to it. And we're working our way to the inside. So you all should be able to see the transition already. We're working our way and getting lighter and lighter. Now I'm going to take the lighter brown and go with a cream. I'm mixing both of those together, and I'm going over the edge that I just finished before I go to only cream by itself. I'm mixing the two browns, and I'm going over the end. Now I have a little bit of extra shadow. See this little bit of a gap? I'm gonna lightly dust over that to help blend it together. This side is pretty good, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm lightly dusting over the entire thing. And I can do that because this is all around one color scheme. This is all brown. Okay, if we were mixing other colors, this would be different. Now I'm going to take just the cream by itself, and I'm gonna work all the way up to the top of that brow. And I'm leaving this little corner bright because I'm gonna fill that in with a, not the cream, but like I'll show you. It's a very light, like off-white. So I'm gonna show you. So I'm currently in this color. Let me see. I'm trying to be able to see the truest color. Let me adjust the lighting. There we go. I'm in here, and I'm gonna go to here. Now, see where the little bit of white is left? That very light cream color is going to cover that entire inner corner of my eye. Hey! Am I late? You always have the industrial. Okay, so low-key, no, you're not late. I got it within, let's see, it's been like 3 months. I love it. It's still healing. Okay. You see? Blended. So I'm hitting my brush, and I can take my makeup wipe and rub my brush in there to get all the excess shadow out. Can you see that? Thank you for the hearts. So I take the excess shadow out, and then I can go over my lid to make sure that it's all blended. Like I said, I'm doing this because it is one shade. It's all brown, but I'm just lightly dusting over to make sure it's blended fully. Okay? Now, let's do the cut crease. So you should be able to see, here I'll look up. You should be able to see where my natural crease is. Okay? But what's gonna happen is I'm gonna place the product and look up and then down. And what's gonna happen is I'm actually gonna get a little bit of concealer above this line. What that does is it opens up your eye, but it also works with the actual closing, like, crease of your eye. This is the crease of your lid, but you want the crease of your full eye. So, let me show you. This time I'm not gonna apply it right on my lid because I don't want to put too much product. I'm gonna take my brush and grab some from the end. Let me make sure that it refocuses. Okay. And I'm gonna go right at the bottom just like we did before. Okay, then I'm gonna look up and make sure that I'm getting enough, but I want to make sure it touches, and I'm working my way up. Okay, let me grab some more and do this side. And every eye shape is different. So we talked earlier about having a hooded eye. This is the important part. Using your white concealer and creating your creases. This is the tip. Okay, don't miss it. I probably look crazy, but you see those natural lines that it's created for me? Now I'm gonna make sure that the end of my brush is full of product all around the circle. And I'm going to start on the inside and connect the dots. And what I'm doing is dabbing and pulling down. Dab, pull down. Because you want to keep the line that you created. Now, when you get over here, you let that line fade out. And you can work your way to the end. But you don't have to keep it sharp. Let me refocus. There you go. And now I'm patting over to make sure that that product is like in place. That's another thing I do too. If you look over your eye, kind of like if you were looking over your glasses, that helps too. Like if I look down and I look at you guys like that, it's gonna create that line too. Okay, it makes sense. Okay. Try your makeup again. Do it. Please do it. And then just clean it off tonight. Just wipe it off. You all want to know a trick? Vaseline is a really bomb makeup remover. And I've been testing it. I heard it, and now I've been testing it. And y'all, it really worked. I could save some of my money from my Mary Kay, because I swear by Mary Kay makeup remover. Okay, y'all, so this is still the base. If you want your cut crease this bright, you can. But I'm actually going to go over this with my shadow. With those same similar colors. And I'm going to soften this line. That's what I'm supposed to be doing now. Taking off my makeup. Ah! Yes, queen, you're supposed to be ready. That's all right. You all know I saved this. Do it again. And you could pause and play. You could do, pause it, do your step, then push play again, Okay, so now I need to get my brush again, my blending brush. And I'm going to go in and soften these lines. Now, you can keep the lines sharp if you want, but it just gives this unfinished look sometimes. Let me show you what I mean. Now, I'm going to take each color and softly transition it, okay? So I'm starting with the darker brown. And I'm closing that end over there. Remember I said keep it soft towards the tail? That's why. So then it makes it real easy for you to just blend it and it disappears. All right, we're going into the lighter color. You don't have to dip in the two colors like we did for the transition. You could just do each color. So see how we're just softening the top of that line? This is going in my saved files. I'm gonna need to refer back to this video. Please, sis, you already know how the algorithm works, okay? Algorithms say I need y'all to save this live, okay? Put it in your saved files. All right, so we softened the line. Now, I'm going to use the cream. So, not that really bright color, but the one that's a little warmer, and I'm going to do it with both. Okay? I'm going to do a little bit of the warm one. I'm going to start that at the end. And I'm just lightly dusting over. Lightly dusting. Because this isn't the desired color of my cut crease that I want. The desired color is more of this like neutral vibe. Now, peep this. If you wanted your cut crease to be glitter, you can pick any color you want under it. Try to pick a color that matches the glitter. Then put the glue on top of that. So if I wanted this whole piece glitter, I would put glue on it and then put the glitter on it. Okay? I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. So now I'm just using the excess shadow to come all the way to the inside. The key is less is more. So work with what you have in your brush before you go back and dip for more. Okay. So I'm going to start my eyeliner. You all let me know if something's not even or I'm missing something. You know, I like for you all to tell me because you all can see more than I can. I'm used to looking at my face. So if you all see something else, let me know. So I'm adding a thin layer first, and then I'm gonna go and make it thicker. So I'm making my wing. And your wing, you want to put it right where your shadow ends. And if it doesn't, then you just take your makeup wipe. And I'm going to do that too, where you clean it up. So I'll show you. Wow. Let me grab something else. Hold on. Let me fix this, y'all. Facebook has been really irritating lately. But I'm gonna let it live, okay? Even though it won't let me live. Okay, now we're gonna take the wipe. I just put my finger in it. And we're going right where that eyeliner is and going all the way up. Okay? What that does is it cleans up your lines. So see where it like cuts it off? Hold on, I want to keep this moist. The thing with, you know, when you have your concealer, it does create this like dry canvas like right there. So with your eyeliner, just make sure that it's wet. And you can spritz it with water and then bring it back. Because you want it to be very like dark. You don't want your eyeliner to be like foggy. You want it to be sharp. I think I'm gonna go straight across. I don't want the dip. Yeah, I kind of want it to be just straight. I want it to come straight across. Okay, I know I was blocking y'all, but I had to get it. Okay, now I have to make them even. This one is a little higher than this one, so I'm just gonna go right back. And bring it up some. I'm gonna add a little black liner on the bottom because I love under eye. Don't you see the difference? Like, it just does something. Like, you need it there. Hey, Thanks for joining. All right. Now, I'm just gonna rub my lashes a little bit. They have shadow in them. You can also just put on mascara. Honestly, I know I'm not gonna have this on for too long, so I don't want to put a bunch of mascara on right now. But I did want you to see the look, so it's not like frosty. What I can also do is lay my lashes on. I just wanted to see how it looks if I just lay them on top. It's actually staying. That's actually really funny because there's literally nothing on. They're just resting on my lashes. That's so funny, they're just resting there. Okay. I just learned how to do some individual lashes. Ooh! I love doing individual lashes too. So what I'm doing is I'm going back and making my brow dark again in case there was some shadow in it. And this is the part I was saying you can definitely go back and do. You also can go right here, and sometimes I do that. I add a little line, and it cuts it, and I'm gonna take my spoolie and blend it in. Oh, my lash fell, y'all. My bootleg lash. Hold on. Boom. This is hilarious. Y'all really got me just resting lashes on my lids. So I'm taking the spoolie and I'm softening that part out again. So see, it just made it really sharp. So that is why I absolutely love this brow pen, because I don't have to do a lot. I don't have to do a bunch of concealer. I don't have to do a bunch of filling in. It's like, boom, done. So I hope you all learned something today. I hope that this cut crease is giving you life. It's giving me some life right now. I can tell you that for sure. I'm very pleased with it. You definitely did. Aw, yay! Okay, well, then my night is made. And I hope you all did your voting. And definitely stay safe tonight. Stay inside. Do what you gotta do. Get a good meal. Get some rest. And have a good week, y'all. Love you. Bye.